Once again, I want to welcome everybody back to class. It's great seeing everybody. I wanted just to run through because switching back and forth between groups makes it a little difficult to make sure everybody's on the same page. Once in a while I tell one group something and the other group not. So I just wanted to get a video uploaded here just so you guys can check in, make you feel a little more settled in. That way if you're working at home or even back in class that you're positive you're on the right page, especially since some of you won't see for a couple days. The way things land right, you're not even in class for 5 days, while the other kids have gone three or 4 days. So I just want to update that. So again, I'm just starting here in Schoology, and I'm going to switch to digital graphic design, our course. And we're all starting with the pretest. No one's going to fail this. I mean, obviously, I want to see some effort and that kind of thing. Don't forget your daily attendance, whether you're here or not. We're doing this every day. I should be posting those first thing in the morning. So if you're an early riser, just give me a little time. That's the first thing I do when I sit down is post the daily attendance for each class. Remember, it closes down at 11:59, so p.m. So you guys that like to work later in the day, make sure you've checked that. So we are just working in the introduction for this class. If you need syllabus information, it's here. Our first assignment is the pretest, so I want to see what you know how to do. And in this pretest, I have this listed, and you can just view this and go full screen if it helps you. So you're creating a magazine cover that represents yourself, like your title should be one word. The sample I gave in class was I just ended up with all this extra time the last 5 months. I've really worked in my yard, so I would just go ahead and call my title landscaper or landscaping. And then my magazine, the sub-articles would be about landscaping. And these are the things I'm looking for. You can do it in any program you know how to use, whether you're in Word, Docs, Slides, anything is fine with me, but it should look, you're going for the look of a magazine cover. So I'm looking for all these items in it, just titles, teaser articles, those are sub-articles on the self. It does have to at least have one picture of you in it, publication date, try to spell things already, and then I'm looking for quality appearance. So you can use any program you know how to do. Again, a pretest. So I always want to help you guys, but for the pretest, I want to see what you know how to do. So if you're like asking me how to do different things in Photoshop, I really want you to backtrack from that and just do whatever you know how to do. So that's why you can use any program you want. So this is the rubric of what I'm looking for you to try to include. Do the best you can for this project. You can review lots of samples. If you come back to Unit 1, I will have this always. And anything we work on will be a set of samples, so you have an idea and a direction to head. I won't show all these in the video because you can just log into Schoology and click on them, but these are the ideas other students came up with. Some of it can be a little intimidating because some of them are very good, but keep in mind, part of what we do is after we've been through Photoshop for 3 or 4 weeks, we actually come back and revise this assignment after we develop some Photoshop skills. So a couple of these are done after we've had those skills and some of them are before. So if you kind of feel like, wow, I don't know if I could even do that, that's okay, because a lot of these are after we've done some practice. Another step you could do here is I could just come back to Google and type something like, mine's about landscaping, so I'm going to do landscaping magazines and do a search. And then I might go to images, and then I can kind of see and maybe get some ideas of how other people did magazines on what I'm interested in. And that'll give me some ideas on how to set it up and just kind of make it look as professional as possible, even though we don't have those Photoshop skills yet. Jumping back over here into our designs, once we get a designed product and we're ready to submit, so when I come into my assignment, again, I can't have the option of submitting like a student since I'm a teacher. But when you submit, we want to make sure and do that when you have your submit button here, submit file. For this, I am looking for you to submit a PDF for this particular assignment. I'll actually add that in the assignment information here in just a minute. So if you are not sure how to create a PDF in whatever program you're in, make sure you ask or look it up depending on if you're at home. So just keep that in mind. Every program we use will let you export or save as a PDF to be able to submit for this particular assignment. So just please check that. We can see Audra's here. She submitted hers. I can see she says pretest in PDF, so she's already converted it properly, and then it loads and she has her PDF in here that I can take a look and see what she did. She did a good job on her pretest here. So that's what I'm looking for there. Another item I wanted to just mention is you can check in your Gmail and you should have a group chat set up for digital graphic design, and that is so you can always ask questions whether you're in class or at home, and that's the best way for me to get back to you, especially those of you who are maybe working a different time of the day. I can reply to that. So look for the group chat in the Hangout section of your Gmail for easy communication. It just works a little better than the email because emails can get buried, but the group chat's always live, and then I can answer you quickly, especially during class. So this is essentially where we should be. After about 2 days of class, we usually have this completed. So really what I'm looking at is Cohort A would be submitting, and I'm going through some other things on Monday. Cohort B, you should also be able to submit, but we'll back that up on Tuesday when you're in class, because if you have any issues, we can kind of clean that up. And then we'll also start moving on to the next item. So look to really have some more information and moving on to getting started with everything on Monday. Those of you in Cohort B, I know you may not have Photoshop at home, so we would be getting into that on Tuesday, but you might take a look at the information I provide on Monday. Additional item I really like, I'm starting to use the updates more right here. So look for the videos and anything going on in class right here, especially if you're not in class that day. I think it's going to work real good if I just keep those updates rolling, because you should get notifications and see if it's anything new, so you know what's going on in class. Again, great seeing everybody back, and I'll see you in class.